My name is Nelson Curley, and I'm the creator of Nature Will Prevail. And I really wanted to comment on the fact that nature will always prevail, and it's not based on the way that we need to try and be sustainable or anything like that. It's more the feeling and the raw emotion that we're in a place and time right now where it can chop, it can change, it can move, it can morph. There are 5 sculptures, and the 5 different sculptures, they are based on peace, birth, humanity, destruction, and redemption. And these all intertwines where it builds up to a certain point, and then destruction arises. I've related it personally to nature, where nature will prevail. But this could relate to anyone. This could relate to someone who has had a hard time with their upbringing. Say that this will always happen fundamentally in a story, in an arc. And the last one, redemption, it explains that we will always morph and change, and we always are changing for the better and learning from our mistakes from the past. And that's why you can see the wood is gradually growing into another shape, another form of fluidity, because the fluid shapes and the fluid motion of the, let's say, the infinity symbol creates a even more exotic kind of manipulation of time and a manipulation of space. This artwork was created out of the angst that I feel like nature will prevail, and nature did prevail, because now I relate it to COVID, and now I relate it to all sorts of different things that could have happened in the future. And this was before COVID, so it was very sudden that happened, but it kind of gave me a raw sense that, yeah, this can be true, and there is destruction, and there is chaos in the whole dilemma of this new being, but then there's always some redemption. There's always something that sparks, and there's always something that flows on from the destruction. It still brings us back to why we started in the first place. So nature, in the definition of what I'm saying with this artwork, is nature is everything and anything that creates life. Even if it's a star in the sky, that's still nature prevailing and morphing and changing in the cosmos of space and time. Nature in its purest form is wild and uncontrolled. We can look towards the future in a better light than what it already is. It's more powerful than what our mortal being and mortal minds will know and will ever know in our existence on this earth. It was a very circumstantial kind of upbringing that I found this haphazard in a $2 store, and we were trying to find Christmas presents, and I didn't know what I was going to do for this artwork, and I really wanted to start something new, and really wanted to start something that was different in the way people see things in life. And I was with my brother at the time. We were looking at some books, we were getting some candles for our Christmas present, and I found this book based on plants and nature and time, and how this force creates our world that we live in today. And it's called The Garden of Cosmic Speculation, and it's based on the raw emotion of energy flowing through each and every one of us, nature being its raw and unique ability to morph and change. No one has the answers of, let's say, lightning from the sky is the same look as roots from a tree. And it just opened my mind to a being that was new, that was exciting, that had some bit of hope in where we were compared to where we are now. Concept that is unfathomable to even my capacity of thought. There was one difference that I made where I used all these marquetry pieces, and marquetry is based on little bits of wood that you cut out and you create to create a picture and to create a new form, a picture out of wood per se. And I created these flowers they were growing from the sculpture underneath. The first piece can, if you hold it up from the bottom, you can see there was a past remnants of a plant or a being that was there, that was long ago passed away and died, decrepit, and now there's a new one being reborn. And the whole story between that, relating it to the past, so because time is inevitable and time will never stop, and then pushing that into this story of the future. And each sculpture, the vine and the plant grows up into the middle of humanity. And humanity is, and as I said before, the raw form of humanity is wild and uncontrolled. And I really wanted to experience that into this piece of artwork, where humanity is not meant to be broken or us to demolish or demoralize humanity, but to embrace what we have done and what we have achieved in our short time on this earth. This force of the sculpture represents the purest form and the best interpretation of humanity that it can possibly be, and that's why the marquetry, the flower, is bloomed and it's out, and it's at its final stages of the purity, and this is what I wanted to represent: humanity being a part of nature instead of outcasting ourselves to be higher than nature, because we're not higher than anything else on this planet. It still has that old branch of destruction that left a scar in the plant, but it pushed on. It creates a sense of hope in the pieces that the sculpture creates, the sculpture evokes. So that's what I wanted to comment on as well, the marquetry, linking each sculpture and creating a sense of this is a life that has gone through the ups and downs and kind of came back to peace, rebirth. All parts of this multifaceted meaning towards this artwork. I want other people to experience it, other people to use their senses and to really interact with the model, because I studied a lot to try and get this concept out to people that might not have thought it in this way, or might have. Hopefully that explains to you what this artwork means to me, and it sure did really give me a sense of how to see things in a new light, and what I kind of believe in, that everything has a purpose and everything has a say in what we do in a story. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. Yeah. hopefully now you know what nature will eventually morph and change, and nature will prevail. Hopefully that was good. Hopefully that was fun. Oh, I don't know how I remembered all that. That was kind of freaky.